Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Wellness Inspired Podcast, a place where you can find inspiration, motivation, and empowerment in the pursuit of a wellness lifestyle. I'm your host, Sherry Davidson. I'm a wellness coach and acupuncturist in Houston, Texas, and I am deeply passionate about health and well-being. And as always, I'm here with my co-host, Finn. And if you're new to the podcast, Finn is my terrier mixed rescue dog, trail runner, and loyal companion. He is also a therapy dog and greeter at Element 5 Acupuncture and Wellness, and he does his job very well. I have an exciting episode for you today. We're going to dive into the essence of Jing. So you might be wondering, what is Jing? Well, it is a concept in TCM that represents the foundation of life force, the essence of our existence, and it is the hidden key to lasting health, balance, and longevity. And today, I'm going to unveil its secrets. Join me in exploring the origins of Jing, its crucial role in TCM philosophy, and its impact on our physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. I'll uncover the practical ways to nurture and preserve this precious treasure, ensuring you harness the full potential of your vitality. So if you're curious about the wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine, fascinated by the concept of vital essence, I know I am, or simply seeking a path to greater well-being, then this episode is your tonic of knowledge and insight. Before we get started, I want to share something with you. I am planning a European riverboat cruise in 2024, probably in October, I'm thinking. My friend Tammy Hiroka is a travel concierge, and she's a friend. She's also been on the podcast. We talked about wellness travel, and she will come back on the podcast once we get this all set up, and we'll talk about the European wellness riverboat cruise. But she's helping me plan this adventure. I have yet to commit to a river. I know I keep saying that. I'm pretty sure I know what we're doing. I'm thinking of a 7-night cruise on the Danube River. We would cruise through Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Slovakia. There will be active sightseeing, so hiking, biking, and maybe some running. There will also be yoga, wellness talks, relaxing, and locally sourced cuisine. So stay tuned for more details. I've already had many people interested, so get ready to grab your spot. Okay, let's do this. In traditional Chinese medicine theory, or sometimes we call it TCM, there are 3 treasures. These 3 treasures are Jing, Qi, and Shen. Now, we're going to focus on Jing today, so I'm not going to say much about that here, but I'd like to say a little bit about Qi and Shen. Qi is often translated as vital energy or life force. It is the energy that flows throughout the body, supporting its various functions. Qi is derived from the food we eat, the air we breathe, and the transformation of Jing. There are different types of Qi, such as defensive Qi, which is, we call it our Wei Qi, or nutritive Qi, which we call Ying Qi. And these play a specific role in maintaining health and defending against illness. And last, the third one is Shen. Now, I've already talked about Shen in a previous episode, and I believe it was episode 41, The Path to Inner Harmony, exploring the Shen in traditional Chinese medicine. And if you missed that episode, the Shen is often translated as spirit or mind. It refers to the consciousness, mental activity, and emotional well-being of an individual. A healthy Shen is associated with mental clarity, emotional balance, and a sense of purpose, while disorders of the Shen can manifest as mental and emotional disturbances. Now, why are these 3 treasures important? Because they are interconnected, and their balance is essential to sustaining human life. Each one contributes to the overall health and well-being of the body. So TCM practitioners, or traditional Chinese medicine practitioners, aim to diagnose and treat imbalances in Jing, Qi, and Shen to promote health and address various ailments. Balancing these elements through acupuncture, herbal medicine, dietary recommendations, and lifestyle modifications is fundamental to traditional Chinese medicine. And that's why we are talking about the 3 treasures. It's to empower you with the knowledge and insight to take action. So let's get into the concept of Jing. Jing translates to essence or vital essence. It represents the fundamental energy or life force. So the origins of Jing, it both has a prenatal and postnatal aspect. Prenatal Jing, also known as congenital Jing, is inherited from our parents at the moment of conception. It represents our genetic inheritance and determines our basic constitution. And then there is postnatal Jing, or they call it acquired Jing. And this is cultivated and replenished throughout our lifetime through the foods we eat, the air we breathe, and our lifestyle choices. Now, the congenital Jing is something that we have no control over. Now, we have control over through epigenetics, where they say a lot of your lifestyle choices or environment can turn on and off genes. But what you're born with is what you're born with, and that's your congenital Jing. There is also the storage of Jing, and in TCM, the kidneys are the primary organ responsible for storing Jing. Now, this is all Chinese medicine. Western medicine does not recognize any of this. The state of the kidneys and the Jing reserves are critical for overall health. And a healthy Jing supports growth, development, and reproduction in Chinese medicine. So let's dive in a little deeper to some of these functions of Jing. Like I mentioned, one of the function is growth and development. Jing is intimately involved in growth and development of the body during childhood and adolescence. It determines factors such as height, bone structure, hair color, and the maturation of sexual organs. And this leads us into the second one, which is reproduction. Jing is closely tied to fertility and reproductive health. It influences the quality of sperm and eggs, thus affecting fertility and health of future generations. Another function of Jing is aging and longevity. This is one that we're all concerned about. The rate at which one consumes their Jing is associated with the aging process. So you adrenaline junkies, you are depleting your Jing. But this also goes with stress. If you have chronic stress for an extended period of time, like years and years and years and years, you are also depleting your Jing. You know, TCM practitioners believe that preserving and conserving Jing, one can potentially extend their lifespan and age more gracefully. And one more function of Jing is vitality and resistance. Jing provides the foundational energy necessary for the body's daily function or for resisting illness, so your immune system. A strong Jing is thought to enhance the body's resilience and ability to recover from illness. And we all want that. So now that you know what Jing is and you know the functions of Jing, I want to get into some practical applications on what you can do to nurture and preserve your Jing. So, okay, number 1, balanced lifestyle practices. This includes exercises and activities that promote overall well-being and energy conservation. So here are some exercises and activities that support Jing. The first one is Qigong. Some of you may have heard of Qigong and others may have not heard of Qigong, but it is very traditional in Chinese medicine. It is a mind-body practice that combines slow flowing movements with deep breathing and meditation. It promotes the flow of qi or energy throughout the body, helping to balance and preserve the Jing. There are various forms of Qigong, so if you're interested, you'll just have to see what style suits you best. When I was in school, I practiced Golden Shield, I think was the name of it. I no longer practice that, but I do incorporate some of the concepts. I think it just kind of got into my subconscious. So some of the breathing I still do. Another thing that you can do is very traditional Chinese medicine is Tai Chi. Now, many more people have probably heard of Tai Chi. This is a gentle, low impact martial art that emphasizes slow, deliberate movements and deep breathing. So like Qigong, it's designed to promote the flow of qi and cultivate balance and vitality. Regular Tai Chi practice is considered a way to support Jing and overall health. Now, this is getting into more familiar territory. Yoga. It's another activity, and it's not traditional. It's not a traditional Chinese practice, but yoga shares similarities with TCM principles, particularly in terms of promoting flexibility, balance, and mindfulness. So certain yoga practices, such as yin yoga, one of my favorites, or you might know of it as restorative yoga, can be beneficial for conserving energy and promoting a sense of calm. And that's one of the reasons why I love yin yoga so much, because you will lay in these poses for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. It sounds really easy, but once you start getting to the 3 to 5 minutes, some of the poses can become very, very difficult. But the idea is you're just relaxing in these poses. And I really get a deep sense of stretching, because sometimes when I do yoga, like a flow class, I still feel like I'm engaging all of my muscles, and I'm really looking for something the opposite of all my running. So restorative yoga or yin yoga is very, very nice for this. So there's also meditation. Many of you are very familiar with meditation. I think in the past 5 or 10 years, meditation has just exploded. So the meditation that is most beneficial, well, it's all beneficial, but mindful meditation, this can help reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and support emotional well-being. So by reducing mental and emotional strain, meditation can indirectly help preserve the Jing. There are also breathing exercises. So deep breathing, such as diaphragmatic breathing or abdominal breathing, can help calm the central nervous system. It reduces stress and conserves energy. So again, it's all about that conservation of energy. So practicing deep, mindful breathing regularly can be an excellent way to support your Jing. So here's another one we've talked about a lot before, but walking in nature. So taking a leisure walk, for me, it's a trail run, in a natural setting such as parks or forests can be rejuvenating and grounding. If you guys are familiar with the grounding technique, but just putting your feet on the ground and connecting with nature and enjoying the fresh air can help restore and replenish the Jing. And this one is my number one. If you do nothing else, do this: rest and sleep. Ensure you get adequate and quality sleep. It's essential for preserving Jing. Sleep is when the body repairs and replenishes its vital essence. So establishing healthy sleep patterns and prioritizing rest is crucial. And I talk about this a lot in my clinic. In fact, it's one of the first things I always ask is, how's your sleep? So in the other direction, on the other end of the spectrum, is avoiding overexertion. So striking a balance between activities and rest is the key to conserving Jing. You have to be active, right? But you need to not be too active. So avoiding excessive physical or sexual activity and periods of chronic stress, this can all deplete the Jing. So moderation is key here. It's not that we don't have these moments of stress, right? Like those moments of high stress can be, you grow in those moments of high stress. The key is to come out of that high stress and rest and recover. Another one is mindful practices. So kind of going back to meditation, if you engage in mindful practices such as journaling, it can help you gain insight into your daily life and habits and allow you to make adjustments to conserve energy and promote overall well-being. And then the last but not least is massage and body work. I love this one too. Regular body work sessions can help relax the body, releasing tension, and promote the flow of qi, contributing to the preservation of Jing. So those are some ideas or suggestions for more balanced lifestyle practices to conserve your Jing. We're going to move on to number 2, which is dietary choices. So it's really important to consume nutrient-dense foods, and especially those rich in vitamins, minerals, and essential nutrients. This helps nourish your Jing. So also keep in mind that TCM dietary recommendations are based on a holistic approach to health, and individual dietary needs may vary. But here are some foods that are often recommended to nourish the Jing in clinics. I know in my clinic I do. And a lot of these are, unfortunately, if you're vegetarian or vegan, a lot of these are meats, and some of them are organ meats. That's just the way Chinese medicine rolls. That's just what they believe. But there are some non-meat suggestions here. But I'm going to start with bone broth. So bone broth, make sure that it is made from high quality bones, such as chicken, beef, or fish. It's rich in nutrients that support the Jing, like collagen, minerals, and amino acids. And I think you can go to your grocery store and you can ask for the bones, or you can go to your local meat market. Also, seafood like oysters, clams, and mussels are considered excellent sources of Jing due to their high mineral content, and mainly zinc. And then their organ meats like liver and kidneys are also Jing tonics and TCM because they're rich, again, in essential nutrients, including iron and vitamin B. The Chinese are very much kind of like an eye for an eye. If you're trying to treat your kidneys, then you eat the kidneys. If you're trying to treat your liver, you eat your liver, or not yours, but not your liver, but but maybe chicken liver or beef liver. They're very much this kind of eye for an eye. Another suggestion is eggs. Eggs are, and especially the yolks we're talking about here, are highly regarded for their nourishing properties. They are rich in vitamins, minerals, and proteins. Now, the next are seeds and nuts, such as black sesame seeds, walnuts, pine nuts are often recommended for their Jing nourishing qualities, and they are rich in healthy fats, minerals, and proteins. Next on the list are leafy greens. So dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, they're all good sources of nutrients, including iron, calcium, and it all helps support your Jing. So let's move on to berries. Berries like goji berries are considered Jing tonics and TCM. And actually, that is one of our herbs that we use in a lot of our formulas. They are rich in antioxidants, and they also have other beneficial compounds. There are a lot of other herbs as well that we use. We use Husha Wu. We use Shu Di. We use a lot of herbs that can tonify the Jing. There's also deer antlers that are used. I don't use them a lot in my clinic, although some of my formulas might have them in it, but I always make sure somebody's not vegetarian before I give it to them. So yes, we have a lot of herbs that we can use to support the vitality of the Jing. Also, logan fruit, or Langyan Ro. We use this in Chinese medicine. It is one of the herbs in the pharmacy, and this herb tonifies the qi and the blood and directly supporting the Jing. We talked about the four treasures, right? And that blood was one of them. Well, logan fruit or Langyan Ro can help support the blood, which can help support the Jing. And they often use this a lot in Chinese cuisine. The Chinese yam is another one. It nourishes the kidneys and supports the Jing, and it is also in many culinary dishes and herbal preparations. And last but not least is gelatin. So gelatin-rich foods, such as gelatin dessert, they are considered nourishing for the bones and connective tissues, which are all associated with Jing and Chinese medicine. Okay, so those were some food suggestions to help preserve and nourish your Jing. Let's move on to the last key principle that I want to talk about here, and that is TCM treatments. And that's traditional Chinese medicine offers therapies such as acupuncture, herbal medicine, moxibustion, and Tui Na. And Tui Na is a Chinese bodywork, and these all can help balance and restore the Jing in cases of deficiency or imbalance. Well, there you have it, friends. I hope I was able to give you the knowledge and insight you need to live a more vital life. I want to wrap this episode up by saying that Jing represents the very essence of life and vitality. Understanding and caring for Jing is central to TCM's holistic approach to health and wellness. The key takeaways here are by adapting a balanced lifestyle, making mindful dietary choices, and seeking guidance from TCM practitioners when needed, you can work towards preserving and nurturing your Jing, thereby promoting longevity and well-being in body and mind. Just as Jing is a precious treasure, so is the wisdom of this ancient healing system and our quest for a healthier and more balanced life. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. You can also give me a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps others find me as well. To get updates on new episodes and wellness inspiration in your inbox, please join the Wellness Inspired community. Go to thewellnessinspiredpodcast.com to sign up. I'll put the link to the website in the show notes so you can click and join. Also, there's a Facebook community at The Wellness Inspired, and you can follow me on Instagram at wellness_inspired. If you're in the Houston area or just visiting and interested in our services, acupuncture, herbal medicine, cupping, zen shiatsu, or dry needling therapy, contact us. You can find out more on our website at element5om.com. That's element5, the number 5om.com. And again, I'll put the link in the show notes. If you're interested in health and wellness coaching, we can connect in the clinic or on Zoom. Reach out to us and we'll get you on the schedule. And as always, I would love to hear your feedback. I am dedicated to bringing you great content that is inspiring and informative with an artsy, fun, edgy spin. Thank you so much for listening. We'll meet here again next time. And remember, never stop exploring, learning, loving, and being you. Bye.